Haphazard Book 2, The Scheme of Ozona. It is a new day for the Legion, with a new mission to save the President. While they make their way, they all talk about their history, except for Nicole, who is keen to keep her history to herself, making the Legion slightly cynical of her. The Legion does save the President despite the sour ending to the previous conversation. But even with the President saved from more aliens from Ozona, some Legion footage has been released to the public, causing concern. As Ozona and his allies require help, he decides to gain help from an old friend, Ozona, who rules many planets to reduce violence while reducing free will. He is offering to rule Earth next thanks to Ozona's swabs absorbing mechanism. Ozona has the power of air. As Zami gets insecure from the public backlash, he once again puts on a facade, and he tries to make himself look better by trying to make his gadgets more powerful to no avail. It even makes Arvin wonder what to think of Zami. As Ozona gets a new massive set of chains ready so he can chain up the Earth, he requires his right-hand lady to find the Earth's location, a right-hand lady to which, despite trying to get on with her day-to-day, is getting reluctant to continue. Her name is Hailwolf, who has the ability to use life force to transform herself into a Haywan, a big wolf-like animal. As Nicole couldn't reveal her controversial history from earlier, she asks for Mike's advice, only for Mike not to recommend doing so to maintain a positive image for the Legion, a lesson Mike learned once. As the Legion reunites and wonders what to do about the released footage which presents them as ruthless vigilantes as opposed to being protective heroes, Mike has set them a task. An alien has infiltrated the Earth. As the Legion makes its way to the city where sightings of Hailwolf took place, the Legion does come across a former bully of Zami. After making Pod and Zami insecure, Zami puts on a fearsome facade and attacks the bully, then leaving the situation quickly. After getting embarrassed, the Legion considers giving up, only for Mike to encourage them to go on. Zami even expands on how that certain bully not only harmed Zami's feelings multiple times but even thought if the bully could put on a facade to make himself more appealing, then Zami could. Hailwolf finally encounters the Legion, and she tries to fight them to be left alone. She is done with Ozona, but it doesn't mean she should protect herself by living alone on Earth. Hailwolf eventually loses the fight, and so she is confronted, with Nicole treating Hailwolf in a mean manner while Pod tries to go for a calmer approach. Hailwolf, however, does reveal that Ozona is going to try and grab the Earth. As the Legion goes and finds Ozona, Hailwolf explains her history. She is a Pneumian, a race who often fights until recently. Because she continued that tradition, she was told off. Ozona threatened the race, and so as a trade, she offered herself as an assistant to Ozona. As well as this insight, the Legion is made aware of Ozona's abilities as well as Hailwolf acts as a guide for where to go. As Zami pilots and shows off more of his true self, Hailwolf does compliment him, making Zami wonder about his identity. As the Legion enters the deep of the planet where they can reach Ozona via the safest route, Ozona senses something going through the atmosphere, and so while Ozona has another planet to take, he sends Valors, a manipulated morphil of his own. While Ozona goes back to his palace, he goes into a phase where he remembers what it was like without the power he has, and how he is now more menacing. This is certainly the case when Ozona fought Opasnost, who is from one of Ozona's worlds. The Legion, after accidentally crushing the Ozona within the cove, then came across the Tengas, a race who has lost their home. After offering help to fix the Ozona, Pod ruins this friendship as he gets defensive over another Tenga touching his weapon. As the Legion start to repair the Ozona on their own, Ozona has yet another planet he can oversee. These worlds are linked via an actual chain, all these chains coming from Ozona's worlds and linked to other planets to allow easy access for Ozona and his goons. As the Legion struggle with progress to the Ozona fixed, Valles comes around to not only try and fight the Legion but even fight off the Tengas that both Ozona and Valles have never realized were still alive. Before the Tengas all go, the Legion defends them from Valles, even as Valles does grab hold of Pod's trident, only to hurt himself after using it, which puzzles Pod. Despite Pod's calming nature, Valles had to go before he hurts Pod. He was too far gone. Valles is finished, and the Tengas are not only all saved but are very thankful for the help from the Legion. After stating that Ozona had stolen their world, the Legion will ensure that the Tengas will have the whole world back. Meanwhile, Hale Wolf is aided by Nicole after an injury, and Pod is still sad that another Morphil has suffered. As the Legion and the Tengas fix the Atone, Ozona was then called in by Xiontha. Ozona has another type of energy which Xiontha requires. Ozona will only provide his power once Xiontha has the others, knowing that Ozona's power will not be taken from Xiontha as easily. As the Legion tries and get to Ozona, Pod earlier wonders about staying with the Tengas as he is accepted by them compared to humans. This argument then stops as the Legion is chased by Ozona's army. The goons were sent so Ozona can trap the Legion into a dead end. Meanwhile, Gion, with no Netrobot issues, has more time to sort out Xiontha's allies all around the universe. But he sees that the Legion is in trouble, adding to the dilemma that the Legion had to be chosen above dozens of other planets in peril. Ozona has the Legion coming to him with ease. Ozona then threatens the life of Zami to get Earth's location after Hale Wolf fails to do so. To add to Ozona's disappointment, Hale Wolf gives in to save Zami's life, and Ozona with the location given aims to zap them all. Save the day, allowing the Legion time to escape to Earth to prepare the Earth for Ozona's scheme. Pod later gets shot by one of Ozona's goons, and so he decides to stay and flood the area with a given trident trick given by the Tengas earlier. The Atone leaves, and Pod swims in the flood. Despite Gion's efforts, he is defeated by Ozona, slightly shut down by the amount of lightning from Ozona. Ozona then throws Gion's body into the water for Pod to fetch. Ozona sadly has to rest after fighting a being of such power, unable to help rule the next planet immediately. The Legion return to Earth after getting on at Hale Wolf to reveal Earth's location, not to mention Zami feeling funny as Ozona's lightning increases Zami's power. Before any progress can be made, Retron stuns the Legion and locks them in their building, taking the chance to save Earth from the Legion's misdoings. The chain to link Earth to Ozona's planet has been completed, landing around the city, and the goons are to sort out every defensive force on Earth. This large chain is what the goons climb through as well as teleport them from planet to planet. After Nicole explains parts of her history to get everyone back on track, even sending Pod a voicemail, the Legion recovered from the stuns from Retron and now they join the servicemen to help with stopping the invasion of Earth. Even Zami with the upgraded power uses it without any facades after hearing and seeing that Ozona uses a vicious facade himself. Pod then encounters the Tengas as Gion's body is brought back up. Gion's body is also healed by a staff from the Tengas. And now both Pod and Gion are to help the Tengas restore the planet by destroying Ozona's shell around it. Once Gion is ready to go, he states that Pod doesn't need to worry about being disliked as a morphil, but like Gion and the Netrobots, Pod can redefine what it means to be a morphil. During the city battle, Zamayevan saves the bully from earlier. The bully is thankful and apologizes for everything, to which Zami responds respectfully. He now sees a cool hero, and not an antisocial weakling. As Gion is back on his feet, he flies around to break all the chains and place all the planets in the right spot. Now he has the time without other Xiontha-based problems in the way. Even Earth is free. Pod continues to flood the planet with the power of the Trident, breaking the whole land, making Ozona evacuate, and Pod even spared Ozona goons who were no longer interested in following Ozona. They now want a life of their own after causing havoc. Ozona then decides to start from scratch, a new world for him on Earth in the hopes he still has Ozona goons left. The Legion fights Ozona, with Pod joining after hopping onto Ozona's flying castle, and Zami doing a good job to control the battle rather than using his ego, which could have made it worse. The Legion finally defeats Ozona. He is no more. Now they're back. The public has seen the leaks from Retron about the Legion's controversial histories, including Nicole, who used to be in Young Offenders. But she is happy to admit it now. The public admires their honesty. Retron is then in trouble with the president, and the Legion is well liked on Earth. Hale Wolf eventually decides to come back to her race. Now Ozona is gone, and it turns out she is forgiven. Hale Wolf can be the protector of her race. The Legion is now liked on other planets as Gion's satellites help spread the word, even making other races stand up against Xiontha's forces. Even the Tengas are given a star, something to look after, as it was Gion who did provide the power for Trident after a certain event. Pod and the Trident both met on Earth as the Tengas got rid of the Trident.